I was just thinking about how school's changed since I was a kid in the 90s, because I just picked my nephew up from school and he came out with this paper wristband on that said, "Oops, I just bumped my head at break." It looked like he'd just been an all-inclusive to Magaluf. I mean, if that happened to us in the 90s, if you hit your head, the teacher just sent you home, mentioned nothing, and hope you turned up the next day. I remember the best days in school in the 90s was when the prefects would roll in the big TV because the teachers were hungover, so they'd have you watching Numbers. And if they were really hungover and needed to pop out to be sick, they'd put on Babe the Sheep Pig. Personally, I always loved the last Friday of term where they made you pay 50p to wear your own clothes as if your uniform wasn't your own clothing. And it was much simpler because it wasn't who had the most likes on a video on all the different social medias. They've got the TikToks, the Snapchats, the Instagram. All we had to do was keep our Tamagotchis alive. Parents weren't trying to give you a nutritionally balanced meal that the school advised on. They'd just give you turkey dinosaurs, smiley potato faces and beans. They certainly wouldn't drop you off at every social event. If you're going for a sleepover, they'd say clear off before it gets dark and give us 3 rings when you get there so I know you're safe. And then on the Saturday morning you wake up hungover from when you've snuck out and you'd be watching Wonky Donkey and Chums pretending you were just on a sugar crash. You'd be like, "Oh, Anthony's mum just gave us too many Mars planets." And if you were feeling particularly rebellious on a school trip, you'd be trying to get drunk off a cider ice lolly. And now they all spend the weekends trying to go viral on social media, whereas the most creative we got in the 90s was covering our exercise books in wallpaper. Most of the lads went for a football team or Power Rangers, not me. I always had taste. I went for Laura Ashley.